this isn't just a good QB change. This is a cultural change for this organization. When you talk about a guy like Tom Brady walking in the building, what does he bring? Brings great quarterback play, all those things, but it's the intangibles. I liken it to when Peyton Manning went to Denver a few years back, right? When he walked in the building, everything changed. Coaches had to be prepared more. Players had to have expectations of where they were supposed to be, why they were supposed to be there. I mean, you'll watch him through warm-ups, showing receivers, hey, here's what I want you to look like. Here's where I want you to be when you come out of your break. Every detail is important to them. That changes the mindset. And you just heard it from Shady McCoy, who last year was with the Chiefs, right? I mean, so he's seen great players, great staffs. I'm telling you, it is something different. I was fortunate with Peyton, but guys like this, they change the culture in the building. All of a sudden, everybody's at attention. Everybody understands they're going to be called to a different level of expectation. That's what he's bringing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That fascinates me. And Jeff, if I could follow up with you just on that thought, because, again, you played with Peyton Manning all those years. The one point you made just briefly here and you made in the morning was it's even coaches. It isn't just players that feel that, but coaches, and that's a rare thing in the NFL.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I can literally remember Peyton Manning asking coaches and for lack of a better term, calling out coaches about whether it was, hey, protections, where should your guys be? What route do we really want in here? On third down, what do we really expect? Because he wasn't going to leave anything to chance. He wanted to know that he had resolved all issues before he hit the field on Sunday. Tom Brady is no different. Watch him on the fields on Sunday and Monday nights, man. He's driving everybody. He's driving the train. You'll see he and Josh McDaniels would mix it up and do those kind of things. Don't expect anything different with Byron Leftwich and Bruce Arians. He's going to make sure his opinion is heard. He's going to make sure everyone is on the same page. But I'm telling you, the difference that those guys make, it makes coaches better. It makes players better. It makes people that are involved in the organization, sales guys, because the attitude and the energy they bring is like none other. I'm just telling you, it's not just about being a great quarterback. It's the intangibles he brings and that changing the entire culture in that building.
Lewis, how impactful is that on a football team?
It's tremendous. It's huge. Look, when your best players are your best workers and your best leaders and they're your best example setters, it just permeates through the entire organization. And Jeff's right. It doesn't just affect the players. It affects the coaches. It affects the trainers. It affects the player support programs. It affects the marketing department, the finance department, because they all see, man, our very best guy, our very best player is our best worker. He's the guy whose car is here in the parking lot first, and it's the one that's leaving last. And let me just add this about Tom Brady. You know what makes Tom one of those guys who everyone just eventually winds up sitting there and just having their jaw drop open and just watching how he goes about his business? The number one factor for me is this. He's self-made. He didn't come into the league with a silver spoon in his mouth. He didn't come into the league as the first overall pick where everyone is sitting there going, well, you're just destined for greatness because you were picked number one overall and everyone's going to give you every opportunity. So you kind of like, obviously you respect him, but you think, I may not ever be able to attain that kind of greatness because look at where he started. He started below everyone. He has earned everything he's gotten. He wasn't always just married to a supermodel, have a $250,000 car named after him, live in Derek Jeter's house. He wasn't born with this stuff. So really, when people look at him, that's what inspires you even more. It's like, well, maybe if I work my rear end off and commit myself to the degree that Tom Brady's committed himself, why not me? And that is very motivating for everyone, from the guy who's the free agent and maybe the 80th guy on the roster to the guy who's right behind him in terms of salary and prestige in that organization. Those are the kind of people you want to play with. Those are the kind of people you want to sign as a GM and as an owner. And they have nailed it with him.
It's a really interesting point. You can't say it enough. Brady was the 199th pick in the draft. Darlington, real quick, what are you hearing about how things are starting there?
Things are great so far. And, I would just add to this. We talk about the age factor here, turning 43 years old. He has no intentions of being one and done here. I would anticipate 2, maybe even 3 seasons in Tampa Bay. That, to me, is an absolutely fascinating aspect of this whole, I guess we call it an experiment 20 years in, but that is a fascinating element that this guy could play 3 more seasons in Tampa Bay.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.